My outfit makes me feel like a gothic librarian today with these puffy sleeves, and I am not mad about that. Yes, Tim Burton vibes. Hi guys, I hope you're not sick of me doing tag videos because there's a lot of them out there, and I've recently been tagged by Leanne Says here on YouTube. So it is going to be today the nothing under $10 makeup challenge. So every single product in this video has to be under $10, and while I do this video, I'm going to talk about instances where I felt like, girl, I was slightly broke. I haven't been like homeless on the streets status in life, thank you, but I have been in a pinch. So we're going to talk about, you know, little tips, tricks, things I did when I was broke. Now, I could not find a primer for this face under $10. You can use the Nivea post-shave bond sensitive skin thing for men, which is definitely under $10, but I'm super allergic to the fragrances in that, so I just put moisturizer on my face before I lay my foundation. I have some cheap corrections I always use. You've probably seen me do this in videos a lot, where I put this orange pumpkin-like color under my eyes to correct my bags, them sad blue circles under my eyes. And then for acne, we have to go in with the green. I love this stuff because it's so freaking cheap. Speaking of cheap things and almost being broke, the last time I felt really broke, I was at Chuck E. Cheese with my friends, and no, we were not children. We were literally over 21 years old, and we're old enough to be at bars. I think you could still go to Chuck E. Cheese if you're older than a child, if you have a child with you. But we went there to play arcade games. I don't know why we didn't discover Dave & Buster's before this, but I got my card declined at Chuck E. Cheese, and my friends didn't know it, thank goodness, but that was so embarrassing because I was broke. I just knew it was going to happen. And you know when you know you're going to get your card declined, and you just like pray to whoever you believe in, like, please don't let this happen and ruin my life and make me feel embarrassed. But yes, that happened. Another instance where I felt pretty in need of money, I should say, was whenever I go to the grocery store. I don't always go there to buy groceries. Secret is I go there to use the Coinstar, and you know when your cashier recognizes you, not because you're always there buying groceries, but because you're always there at the Coinstar and you're getting like gas money, or even like when you go to those recycle canneries and they remember you by name and everything in your car. That's happened to me before. I remember growing up as a kid, we weren't super poor or anything, but I never have like seen or really touched Captain Crunch cereal. We only had like off-brand generic in like a bag, and I always thought that was really odd. I thought like fancy people got Captain Crunch, and I knew the difference. Maybe my parents were just responsible with their money and it wasn't that I was broke. Don't forget that neck. I remember in college I was so strapped for cash that I would do like kids' birthday parties, meaning I would face paint for them. I mean, that's probably how I got practice to what I do today, which I'm not mad about. But you know when you go to the gas station with your friends and they're pumping gas and you're fascinated because they're just like using a card to check out and pay for the gas, and I always have like, I have literally $10 to fill up my gas. That's the gas tank, that's it. And I go inside, you know, talk to the cashier, all that stuff, and you have to go through all that many steps. And I used to tell my friends so that I didn't seem like weird, because I thought for some reason you always think like when you're broke or you're insecure about something that other people are noticing it, and you don't, they're really not. But I thought that my friends would notice it, so I would be like, oh, you know, like people could steal your identity that way and your card information if you use those gas pumps and put your card in there, which isn't always true. I just said that so that, you know, I wouldn't seem weird, which they probably weren't even thinking that I was weird. Just things you don't think about. And I remember I was lucky that I was the only girl in my family, but all my brothers had to have hand-me-downs. And I remember growing up as a kid, my mom didn't want to always buy us new shoes. We only got like one pair of shoes for the whole school year, and we get holes in them really quickly because me and my brothers were in sports a lot. Instead of buying us new shoes, my mom would duct tape the soles together, or if we had pants and there were holes in it, my mom, bless her soul, she would put patches of jeans, and she didn't always like have the necessary patch that matched the color of jean. So we would have like dark jeans sometimes and like really light jean patches that did not match. And like today, that's like really trendy. You know, my mom she grew up broke, so I think it's also like a learned thing, and they wanted to teach their kids that, because if we got everything we wanted, girl, that would have been a mess too. Wow, I just bought this and there's a crack in it. I need to inspect my stuff, but I love this powder, but I hate the packaging. It's the Stay Matte Rimmel Pressed Powder. It like breaks so easily, and it's not that great of a packaging. And they don't have translucent anymore. I feel like they did, but maybe they were out of stock. But this is Creamy Natural, and I wanted translucent. I remember an instance with me, my mom, and a pair of pants I really wanted when I was in not high school, elementary school. Bell bottoms were like coming back, and I really wanted bell bottom jeans, but my mom was like, you're gonna trip over those. She thought they were like a safety hazard, and I think it's because like since they were so on trend, the bell bottom jeans were more expensive than like straight leg jeans and other jeans for girls. So of course my mom, she didn't buy me those bell bottom jeans. I got straight leg jeans. But it was so funny, I think I've told the story on my channel before, but I was at like a summer camp at school, and I was the only girl that didn't have bell bottom jeans because I wasn't on trend and my mom didn't buy them for me. So I felt really self-conscious, but I was the only girl that didn't get snow stuck on their bell bottom jeans. So it wasn't summer camp, it was a winter camp, excuse me. But I actually felt proud of myself, me and my mom, for her good thinking, because I was so happy I didn't have bell bottom jeans, because everybody's was soaked to the bone. Their pants are wet from snow. So I had to buy a few items today from the drugstore because I didn't have a cheap enough highlighter or contouring. So I got these huge pans, and I just want to say this is the highlighter, and it's called Wet n Wild's Illuminating Palette Éclairage. So fancy. I hope I'm saying that right. I don't know. How do you open these, first of all? Do I need to know a certain Da Vinci code to open this? Please open. 5 years later. But what I noticed was, look at this, and look at the Ofra, which is a lot more expensive. Their highlighter in Beverly Hills, which I love, that recently came out. The only thing that this is missing, that this doesn't have, is that white, like opal pearly color. But they're so similar, and this one's so much cheaper. I think this was like $5 or $6. I'm gonna do it together in a little bit of the lightest color. But it's so funny, like how you never realize what your parents ooh. Me likey. What your parents teach you as lessons as you're a kid until like you're older later on in life. Oh, I like this. This is also like, it's more yellow based instead of pearl, which I'm not mad about. It's really nice. Let's put some of this yellow base right up here, right here, right in here. You know what I love about this, and most people might not like this about it? It is very subtle and more natural. I know a lot of people, it's the trend to have your highlighter like beam to the heavens and into outer space to signal to the aliens, but I still like a natural highlight. You can always build it. Okay, enough with highlighter. Girl, let's get on our contouring game. Wet n Wild also had this Mega Glow contouring palette. I don't know why my contour should glow, but oh my gosh, okay. What elven tale do I need to tell this contouring palette, speak to it, for it to open its gates so I could open it and use it? If you have nice nails, you're gonna ruin them trying to open these babies. Another thing I was really upset about as a kid, and I thought it was because we were broke, was I wanted Skechers. Like, there were these light up Skechers I wanted when I was little, and my mom only got us Airwalks at Shoe City. And I just knew as a child, like, I recognized the smell inside Shoe City. But it's just nicer now that we're older, we could go to DSW instead of Shoe City. This reminds me of the Kat Von D. It's like a mix of these two a little bit. And this yellow, it's similar as well. But yeah, this is $5 and this is definitely not. But I remember just wanting, you know, light up Skechers. I got Airwalks instead. And no, I'm not here to complain about my childhood. I actually had a pretty darn good childhood, I think, in the matters of my parents raising me. Like, there's things that happened to me, but it wasn't anything to do with them. They raised me really well. But, you know, there's just some things I missed that I noticed that, like, the richer kids who are more privileged got, and I didn't. I don't have a brow thing that's under $10, so I'm using this one by L'Oreal, and it's supposed to be like a dupe for the Anastasia Brow Wiz, and this is brand new. It said in my store, and it looks just like the Brow Wiz. It has a spoolie at the end and then a fine tip pencil. Another thing you know when you're like kind of broke is when you have to use 2 or more credit cards to pay for something. I remember, this is a random story and I don't think Bunny even knows this, but when I first went to go see her, this is in brunette, maybe it's a little too dark, but it was the middle shade. But when I first went to go see Bunny in Texas, I had to use like all my credit cards, and I was so excited when I saw her because she showed me the land of really cheap thrifting in Texas, in Houston, Texas, and I was so excited because it was like really fun and I didn't have to like worry about like money so much because I thought we'd be like shopping at expensive malls and stuff. But like, that's what I love about her, because we, no matter what, our favorite things to do in life is eat cheeseburgers while watching like creepy movies or X-Files. It's all about like the people you surround yourself with and how positive they are in your life and how they make you feel. I'm really liking this brow pencil though. Oh my gosh, and another tip when you're like on a budget in life, we're not gonna say broke anymore, we're just gonna say on a budget in life. In college, I had to use like eyeshadows for contour, and I had to use like the same brow pencil as eyeliner because you just have to, you know, multitask, and I could only afford like Eco Tools brushes. I don't even think Real Techniques brushes were out then, unfortunately. I just wish this came with like a really cheap setting thing that worked amazingly, because it's not that expensive to make like a clear eyebrow gel. Does anybody remember we used to use clear eyebrow gel before Anastasia came out with hers? I need to take a selfie real quick to make sure my eyebrows are like sisters and not like people from different planets, that they semi-match. Don't wear a black shirt when you're doing your makeup and your skin's alabaster Casper the Friendly Ghost White. I also didn't have a makeup primer for my lids that was like cheap, so I got this one from Wet n Wild. I feel like you might think this video is sponsored by Wet n Wild, but no, I'm not that professional. Ooh, this looks just like the Too Faced Shadow. Is it Shadow Insurance? The one in the like the pretty Princess Teal bottle? Ooh, this is a lot thicker though. This is as thick as like the Ofra eyeshadow gel primer. But I kind of like that it's thicker because some of them that are thinner feel a little too oily on the lids, and I already got like the oiliest lids on the planet. You know, when you see those oil spills on the ocean, that's what my eyelids remind me of. And today we're going to use ColourPop because, girl, it's so cheap. It's like $5 per pan of eyeshadow. It's a little bit of a different consistency than regular eyeshadow. Like, it moves around in the pot a little bit and it's a lot smoother. It's almost like a cream, but it's still a powder. It's a mystery. Really weird, but I like this one in Partridge, the color name, and it's duochrome. It's like a blue-brown. I love duochrome things. I probably have so many eyeshadows out of this color. I probably have this exact same color in about 2 or 3 different eyeshadows because I just love brownie duochrome eyeshadows. Getting some of our contour and going to blend, because I love these ColourPop shadows because the pigmentation and price point, but they're a little bit hard to blend into the crease if I'm being honest. So I just like to take like a transition color and use that's more powdery. And I'm about to take, this is the number 2 anniversary of ColourPop, their birthday boy. Another time in my life when I realized like, girl, you may be just a little bit broke, is when I was a kid. You know how kids, they do like, let's play house, let's play mommy and daddy, and they have like a kitchen set to play with, a fake one that's made out of plastic. Well, I didn't have that. I had like, my mom would just give me like trash, like literal trash from the kitchen, like leftover milk cartons, and she'd wash them and at least she washed them, let them dry out before we like made our own little setup of our own little kitchen area. Oh my gosh, and you remember those Barbie, they weren't Barbie, some of them were Barbie, but they had like those motorized like car things toddlers could drive around in, and they look like Jeeps and stuff. I wanted those so bad and I never got one. With a pencil brush, I'm just getting that contour color again, and I'm blending like for a very dramatic lower lash line color where I did that duochrome shadow. I feel like this looks like it's not blended here only because I got a massive pimple starting on my brow bone. Now I'm just using Rimmel's Scandal Eyes like right here to do a cat liner. I remember one time I broke my princess lunchbox in elementary school, and my mom didn't want to go out and buy a new one. I don't know if she couldn't afford it. I feel like parents didn't talk that much to their kids about money situations. Maybe when you're older, but She probably couldn't afford new ones, so I was like getting my dad's hand-me-down like work lunch box, and I was so depressed about it. This is really hard to do a cat eye with because it's so soft. I like to do this with it. I'm just getting more of that duochrome to pat over some of the liner to make it blend nicely. It's time to do them lashes, to prep them for some false lashes, which drugstore false lashes honestly are so good. I mean, for some reason I only trust more the natural looks for drugstore, and I feel like the more dramatic ones don't fit onto the eye as nice or stay on as nice is like the more expensive lashes. If you pay for like, let's say a Violet Voss lash, a velour lash, stuff like that. My all-time favorite mascara, because it's called Butterflies, but I just really like how it lays. It's my favorite one because it leaves your lashes not crispy and stuck together, but like fluffy looking. And you gotta do that face. I wonder if they did all drugstore makeup on a Kardashian, if they would say anything and if they would still like the makeup, but it's the same makeup artist they always use, but they use all drugstore. That would be so interesting. Let's get them lashes in my cute kawaii case, but they're literally drugstore ones in here by Eyelure. Eylure's pretty cheap for drugstore and I love them. Like I said, they're more natural lashes though, which is fine because our eyes are a little dramatic. But what I don't like about the drugstore is I hate their lash glue, and I'm gonna have to use Duo today because it stinks. It doesn't work as good as House of Lashes. Last time I used Duo eyelash glue, I think it was at a wedding, and it just came off my face. So I have no hopes for this whatsoever. Hold your breath. I'm kidding. I just don't like this lash glue. I feel like holding my breath would make it stay better, but nope. I feel like it's even harder to do your lashes with this. Hope that dries clear. It's been so long, I don't know. One down, one to go. Putting on makeup's like an Olympic race. Ooh, I could smell my lashes from here because it's that stinky Duo familiar smell of latex and grossness. I'm just so lucky I'm not allergic to latex. Another time when you know you're broke is like when everybody in your family gets a gift card to like Target or a fast food chain. I remember for my brother for Christmas, we were both really broke and we would get each other like just gift cards to fast food chains and candy. I'm using one of my all-time favorite drugstore lipsticks. I'm pretty sure there's a dupe for this that's really expensive, or this is a dupe for that. This is Cherry Bomb by Wet n Wild. You can use a liner, but I like to be adventurous. I feel like soon everyone's gonna forget how to put on real lipstick because liquid lips is like all the rage. Let me take this out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this nothing under $10 makeup tag. I will definitely have to tag some of my friends. I'm gonna tag Miles J and my other two friends who I've recently tagged before, probably Joan and Carol here on YouTube. I hope you guys enjoyed this vampy fall time, jumping into winter ahead of time. I'm just so happy for this fall spirit of Halloween soon, so I had to do this. You could definitely wear this look on a sexy date night and it's under budget and it's so cute. Or if you're going out with your girls or your friends to a party and it's like the fall time. And here it is side by side to my usual like Instagram pictures of my full face using more expensive makeup. Look at the price difference. Absolutely love doing this challenge. Thank you so much, Leanne Says, for tagging me again. Leave me a comment down below on what's your favorite makeup product that's under $10. Oh, it's hard to choose one. Maybe I'll give you a top 3. I would love to hear your guys' favorite drugstore makeup products that are under $10. And I will see you guys in another video. Love you all. Bye.